Hello, and welcome to the Portsmouth Comic Con podcast. I am Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel. I am a proud citizen of Portsmouth, and the Portsmouth Comic Con means a lot to me. And over the upcoming months, I will be hosting a number of episodes highlighting everything that will be happening at Portsmouth Comic Con 2024. This event, this Comic Con, started in 2018, and when I heard the news, I was so excited. For me, Comic Cons are a great escape, a great adventure, a way for people to embrace their fandoms, all the things they love, whether it be computer games, comics, video games, cosplay. It's a safe place where passions come alive and we get to hang out with friends, add to our collections, and just have a great time. And so when I found out that a Comic-Con was coming to Portsmouth and I didn't have to venture across the country or the world to attend a con, I was very happy. And ever since, I have been a proud ambassador for this event. It has grown and grown over the years and has become one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I get excited during the upcoming months when I help promote it across my channels and my own podcasts. And this year I'm helping out a little bit more, and I will be hosting the Portsmouth Comic Con podcast, talking to some of the organisers and people that will be attending the event, and some of the guests as well, which I'm very excited about. So, that's it. I'm the host, Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel. As I said, I will be speaking to many people over the months. The event is coming up on the 11th and 12th of May 2024. And if you haven't got your tickets already, hurry up. PortsmouthComicCon.com. You can go there and get your tickets. The links will be in this podcast and on this video, which will be uploaded to YouTube. This event is coming around fast. Right now it's November. We're only a few short months away from May, and I'm already getting excited. I'm learning about the guests that are going to be there. I've been learning about the exciting exhibits that will be there as well. And just the fact that this event is coming back. And it's coming back bigger and better each year, with changes to the schedule, changes to the people that are coming. And what I've always enjoyed about working so closely with Portsmouth Comic Con is the team behind it all. They are so passionate about making this event special, but also staying close to the roots of what a Comic Con is. It's about the comics. It's about the experience. It's about the event of going to a Comic Con. Many of us have been to cons up and down the country, and we've had different experiences. We've had the good and we've had the bad. It's sometimes easy to go to an event and spend a lot of money. I think most people that attend a Comic-Con do go with a budget, but sometimes these events you can go to, and after you've spent your tickets, as soon as you get in the door, there's lots more things to buy. And yes, this is no different with Portsmouth Comic Con, but there is so much within the event which is included in the ticket price that it makes this event more special, more affordable, and more of a fun time, I feel. I've sometimes come away from Comic-Cons in the past and checked my banking app and seen that I've spent a lot of money, which is easily done. I do go with the budget, but sometimes that I get a little bit excited and spend a bit too much. But with this event, you can go there with a reasonable budget and still have a fantastic time. There is so much to see, so much to do, and so much to get involved with. It's such an inclusive event. On both days, it's always been for me. I can't go for just one day. I have to go for the whole weekend. I need to make sure that I witness and experience every single bit of the con. But even if you were just going for one day, there's so much there to do and get involved with, whether it be the cosplay parades or the arts and crafts or the gaming. The arcade games that have been there over the years have been a lot of fun. lots of retro arcades where mums and dads and brothers and sisters have been playing against each other, and they've been gaming tournaments with friends as well. It's an event that just now, as I'm speaking about it, I'm getting nostalgic, but I'm also getting excited for the new con that is coming in 2024. Some new guests will be announced over the upcoming months, and exciting things will get revealed as well. And working closer with the organisers, it's been a great insight for me to see how a Comic Con starts from planning to the day of the actual event. And so much work goes into it, so much hard work and dedication. And for me to have this Comic Con in my hometown, it means so much. It's making a name for itself. And in years to come, this event is going to get bigger. It's going to get better. But it's still going to have that core value of it being a fun family day out at a con, at an event, with people embracing their passions, with people coming together to talk about the things that make them happy in a safe environment. And it's why I was honoured when I was asked to be a part of Portsmouth Comic Con podcast, to be a host, to talk with the guests that are coming up, to talk with the organisers, to just talk about this event, because I can talk about this event a lot. It brings me joy. That's something that I've done with my blogging career over the years, is that I've always enjoyed talking about the things that make me happy. I'm a Superman fan and a comic fan, and have been for many years. But I'm a lover of all things geeky, all things that are a part of pop culture. Movies, cartoons, video games, books. And this event at Portsmouth Comic Con has it all. There is something for every fandom. And these episodes are going to be a great way for me to explore this event more, to talk about passions with other people, and just promote this event, this amazing event that is coming back in May of 2024. And on this particular episode, episode 1, my guests will be Nick and Curt, two of the most wonderful and hardworking people I know that help put this event on each year. And we are going to be talking about the con, what they're excited for, the work that goes into this event, and it's just going to be a fun chat. I've been speaking with these guys since 2018, and their passion for this event, it is inspiring to see it, to see them working. They are there from pretty much very early hours on to the very late hours of the day at Portsmouth Comic Con, and you will see them running around with their headsets on, solving problems, making sure that everybody is having a good time, looking after the attendees, looking after the guests, looking after everything. They are two of the biggest heroes of this event, and that's why I'm very excited to speak to them on this episode. So, without further ado, let's have a chat with Nick and Curt from Portsmouth Comic Con. Nick and Curt, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Portsmouth Comic Con podcast again.
Thank you for having us.
No, this is it's, again, I keep mentioning it every time I talk about Portsmouth Comic Con. It makes me happy. From the moment I found out about this back in 2018 to us becoming friends, and over the years how this baby of yours has grown and evolved, it's a thing of beauty for me. So thank you for coming on to talk about it once again.
If it makes you happy, it makes us happy. I think that's the way we've got to be.
That's our number one fan.
Is that what it is? Well, it's just the fact I've joked about this over the years. The commute for me and this event is absolutely perfect because it's in my hometown. And the fact that we finally got our own con, we're a big city. We do a lot of big events. Comic Cons have never really been on that part of the radar, but now it is in a big way. And it's getting bigger and better each and every year. So you've been here, as we said, from the beginning. How did Portsmouth Comic Con start? Where did this idea come from?
We're the Guildhall is run by a charity. It's a Guildhall Trust, We were looking for ideas. Part of the trust ethos is we have to give to the community. So we have an events meeting. We used to run events in the square. We've done things like street games and things in the Guildhall Square. One of our boss turned around and said, come up with an idea. So me and Curt went away and we just jokingly turned around and said, let's do a Comic Con. And we thought the boss would say, no, haven't got the money, too expensive. And he said, yeah, okay, you got 18 months, do it. After picking ourselves off the floor, we realized we ought to go to a Comic Con, as neither of us ever been to one. So we were lucky enough. We traveled around the country looking at what we thought was good about cons, what was not so good about cons. And then 2018, we launched our very own. And since then, it's just blossomed. Should we say that was a nice word, or exploded? Is probably more of a definition for how Portsmouth Comic Con's gone. And here we are now, year 5.
Year 5. Yeah, I mean, I think explosion and blossom are fantastic words, because it is that. You've seen it grow, you've seen it get more and more popular. But what I've just been a huge fan of since day one is that fact that it's always been about the fans and their experience at the weekend, and keeping it based around comics and fandoms, and just making it special. Again, because I mean, this was, as you said, it was your first. You've not been to a con, and now you've both been thrown in the deep end. You've got to make your own. You've got to create one. And when I found out about your first line of guests back in 2018, I was like, okay, they've put the work in, they've done the research, they've got some amazing comic talent to this event. Names that have rarely been to England to sign comics and talk about comics. And that was like, wow, okay, hopefully this isn't just a flash in the pan. Hopefully they're going to be going somewhere with this. And over the years you have, as I said, this has been your baby, and you've seen it grow, but still cling on to those major aspects of it being for the fans, being about fandoms, being for the families, making it a very inclusive and fun event, not just about, as we've said, and we've seen in the past, you go to an event and you throw money out all weekend long. You pay for your tickets well in advance, you pay for early access, you pay for events, and then when you get in, you've got to pay for everything else. Whereas this event, there's so much to do that I mean, you're already both busy enough, but I would love to have this event going for a full week, not just 2 days. I want a 7-day Portsmouth Comic Con extravaganza, but you've both put the work in over the years. So, Curt, what is it that you're very proud of? How have you seen this event evolve over the years?
Well, kind of, I think, as already mentioned, we do this for the fans. It would have been very easy for us to do a copycat event. Got lots of film and TV celebrities, charge people to meet, and have autographs, photos, but we decided we wanted to do more than that. We wanted to be the premium Comic-Con of the country, largest, and we are now the largest family-friendly Comic-Con. I think it's just having that element when you come in with your 2-year-old kind of child and your 70-year-old dad. There is really something for absolutely everyone to do at the event, and just year on year creating new content. 1 year we had the Star Wars walkthrough experience, absolutely amazing. We could have decided to do it again, but no, let's do a Doctor Who experience. And then next year we've just announced our experience for next year, and continuously revolving the event, making it bigger and better each year. I think, Nick, 4,500 people capacity the first year, only using the Guildhall. And then we decided we need to make this bigger, use the whole of the Guildhall Square. Still not big enough. Let's use the whole of the back of the car park. And now me and Nick are trying to decide future years, where else can we use just to keep making it bigger?
And that is because you keep coming back with all these fantastic ideas. I know you've had some huge ones. We will keep a few back for secret episodes later on, but you've got just wonderful ideas for the future each time. It's not how can we make this necessarily bigger, but how can we make this better? How can we make this more an event? What can we learn from what we've done in the past and take the good and make it better? And I love that. As you said, it's not just a copy and paste of other cons that have been and gone. It's let's make this unique. Let's make this our own, which is I'm so happy why it's making a name for itself. It's putting itself on the map. And I think other cons are looking at this event thinking, oh, maybe we should do things a little bit differently if this is the feedback that we're getting back from it. So you're doing good work.
I think it's important to say the other conventions are still good conventions, but they already exist. So let's create something that doesn't exist, and I think that's what we're doing.
And
I think we've now got a passion for it, and that's why we change it all the time. You know, we could have just done the Star Wars experience. It was so fantastic. People wouldn't have minded coming back the next year and doing it again. But we thought, no, let's change it. Let's come up with something new. You know, we could bring back the Star Wars experience 3 or 4 years' time. We are bringing it. We will never get rid of Star Wars. You can't get rid of Star Wars.
You can't get rid of Star Wars.
There will always be Star Wars. I actually met someone that hasn't seen a Star Wars film this week, which was hilarious. Never seen one.
Never seen it.
Didn't think those people existed. I thought it was just a myth, but they are out there. So I've given them a free ticket to come and see our experience this year, just to see what Star Wars is all about. But we've got to change. We brought in Jurassic Park a few years back, and that started very small. Last year, we decorated the whole of the back of the Guildhall as a Jurassic Park gates, and you walk through those gates. So if it makes it fun for us, it's going to make it fun for everyone else, and we need to change it. So there's lots of changes that are going to happen this year, lots of new things, but we'll keep that under our belts for now.
Yeah, there's a few things being held back. Some things will be mentioned and talked about in great detail in further episodes of the Portsmouth Comic Con podcast. There's some fantastic experiences that you've already mentioned and shared online that I'm very excited for, and potentially over the next couple of months I will be preparing my first ever cosplay for a Comic Con. I've always attended cons in the past as Luke Bug, the Geek of Steel, but there's a certain character that I think I need to represent next year at Portsmouth Comic Con.
You can't leave it at that. You got to tell us more. But maybe we'll do it when we stop recording. We want to hear more.
There's a slight bit of teasing, but yeah, I will need contact lenses for this particular character because I think these big chunky glasses, they're not going to fit too well. But yeah, I will be revealing all very soon.
Looking at your backdrop, I thought it might have been Superman. Then I noticed there's Bugs Bunny behind us. So maybe it could be Bugs Bunny.
I mean, people know me, yes, as a Superman fan. It has sort of evolved over the years, but I've always been a lover of geeky things. And I know that Superman, especially over the next few years with Superman Legacy coming out, there's going to be a lot more Superman activity. But I'd hate to say it, sometimes Superman isn't enough. So there are other fandoms out there that I've enjoyed over the years where I can get, a hit of nostalgia or excitement. But this character, no, he is not Superman related. He has been, I'd say, associated with Superman over the years, but no, this is going to be a fun little cosplay that I think I might be even trying to rope my niece of steel into joining me as a double act. So that could be a slight clue as who I might be coming as. But again, it will all be revealed. But yeah, as we're saying, this con, I've got a lot of love for it. You two clearly have. I've seen the work that you both put in throughout the whole year, and on that week of the event, and how you both run around all day long with your little ears in, fixing problems, getting celebrities from point A to point B. It's definitely, it's one of your babies, this event. I know you work very hard throughout the year on many events, but this one for me is the one that I care for the most. And it shows your hard work and dedication towards this event is making it bigger and better. So what are you excited about that's going to be coming back next year at the Comic Con?
From my point of view, we're bringing Star Wars back. As we said, we can't lose it. So we're expanding Star Wars. So we're taking the whole of the rear car park. So that walkthrough experience is going to double. Our great people we work with in Joker Squad have come up with some fantastic ideas. There's going to be the cafe. There's going to be Luke Skywalker. Han Solo in carbonite. So many figures. It's unbelievable. So yeah, it's going to be a real something different. We could never do a Disney. We haven't got the props, we haven't got the money to do a Disney, but we're going to come as close as you possibly can. It's probably going to be the best walkthrough experience you'll have in this country. So yeah, we're really pleased. And Joker Squad are fantastic to work with, and they do it for their charity as well, which is good. It's the ethos that we follow. So it's really good to work with them.
Yeah, hopefully in a future episode of this as well, that the Joker Squad will be coming on to talk about how they've helped this event over the years and what they will be bringing back to the con in years to come. And Curt, what are you excited about seeing next year?
I think for me is I know who's on the guest list.
Oh, that's not fair.
And well, we've got a real good range of guests for next year.
Okay.
New that have never been to Portsmouth before, but also some fantastic returning guests as well. So that I'm excited to be welcoming these amazing internationally renowned artists back into the venue.
He's slipping in those key words there for me just to get me a little bit more enticed. But that's the thing. The guests that have been there over the years have ranged from TV, film, artwork, and comics. You can't not have comics at a Comic Con. And it's such a nice thing to see, is that not only do you get writers and artists and people that are creating their own comics at this event, you can buy comics. This is what I love to see. There are so many events now that you don't see many comics for sale. And when you do, they are ridiculously expensive. But at Portsmouth Comic Con, I've seen your budget 50p's or 5 comics for £5 piles. And I've seen the comics that are graded, that are boxed up, and you get a great range of comics. Especially if it's your first time at an event, you think, well, what is a comic all about then? I've never really picked up a comic before or seen one. With this event, I've seen so many people just have fun, but be at their first Comic Con. As you said, Nick, you've not been to a con before, so you didn't know what you were going to expect. And if this was somebody's first ever Comic Con, it would be the perfect one to come to.
We're not going to moan about the other comms and stuff, but they've all got their niche area. If you want to go to London and meet big celebrities and pay quite large amounts of money for autographs and pictures, then by all means go. They're still great, fascinating. You get to meet your hero. We don't do that. Our ethos is you pay your ticket price, you come in, nothing else costs you. If you want to go and buy something, you can go and buy an action figure for 50p. You can go and buy a comic for £2,500 if you want. No one's forcing you to do it. Yes, we did this year. We really went out. We brought in some celebrities, but again, we made sure that it was a reasonable price to have your photograph taken with them and have an autograph. You know, we're not asking £200-300, which you do get in some comms. You know, it was a reasonable price. But you all still got to go and meet them. They had a fantastic, it was 2 doctors and one of the assistants. They did a fantastic talk for over an hour, which was free. So everybody got to see them. And that's what our ethos is. You know, it's come and have fun. You don't have to pay. You pay your fee when you come in. And then after that, it's entirely up to you. No one's pressing you to do anything. And whatever we can supply for free, we will do. Occasionally there has to be a small cost, but that's because we want the best for our com. But we will always guarantee it will not be purse breaking or wallet ripping £200-300. It will be a reasonable price, and that's our ethos, and that's what we will stay with all the time we're doing the con.
I think it's important to say as well is for the people that do want to come and buy comics at that price, they are available as well. But what we want to ensure is everyone that comes to the event could walk away with a comic, be that £1,000 or, as you mentioned, 50p. And that's that again, is something that we work really hard when we're taking trader applications, that if you've got football merchandise or you sell fudge, we're probably not going to be able to offer you a table. But if you've got a real kind of comic industry related merchandise or comics, then, you know, we would love to get in touch and offer you a table.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with fudge. I keep seeing it pop up at different places. Make your own fudge and sort of candles, things that aren't necessarily comic related, but I mean, they could be. You could really sort of tie the string together and find a connection between like Batman and candles, but fudge, not so much. But
yeah, I mean, if the connection's there, we'll take a look. But unfortunately for us, we want to make sure everyone that's attending is getting something that they can, you know, not buy elsewhere, or, you know, the reason they've come to a Comic Con.
And that's I will also say we're not just market traders selling stuff either. You know, I would say at least 60% of the site is fun activities. So it could be cosplays. There's loads of lectures going on. There's lots of workshops. This year we've got some really unusual workshops we've never done before. We'll keep that one back.
Yeah.
You can just go around. You can have walkthrough experiences. You can, go and have your photograph taken with all the cosplayers. There's everything from. We'll have a celebrity car. We'll hold that one back. I'm holding so much back.
Yeah,
but
this isn't fair for episode 1. This is too much.
But you can. It's just a fun day. There are market stalls, but there's going to be market stalls. That's what a con is all about.
Yeah.
But there's even a nice quiet area for people just to go and sit down. Like-minded people want to talk about whatever they want to talk about. There's loads of bean bags in a nice sunny part of the square. You can just sit down right next to an ice cream store, have an ice cream, and talk to your friends.
Or yeah, that was it. I remember that was there from a few years ago. And just a great opportunities for people watching, just to admire costumes and some. I mean, when I was attended with my niece of Steel, she was pointing out characters that I didn't know, but she was getting really excited to sort of see these characters, and then she would talk to them. And there were a lot of anime characters that I didn't know but know now because she's teaching me her ways. And the cosplayers that were dressed up as these niche characters were so excited they were being spotted. And that's what I love. It's the cosplay and that community spirit when you get fans and guests alike.
I think it's important to sort of say that Portsmouth Comic Con as well is a safe space. So if there's someone you want to go and speak to, or you want to have a photo of them, just go up to them and say, can we have a photo? And that's something we're really proud of, to create that safe space where you can just make new friends. If you turn up to Portsmouth Comic Con on your own, you're not going to be on your own for long. You're suddenly going to be with a new group of people and just having a great day.
And that's it. I mean, as you said, there are lots of events going on all weekend, whether it be panels or quizzes or games. But talking about quizzes, there was a fantastic quiz happened there last year, wasn't there?
Two really good-looking guys on the stage. I thought they stole the show. Yeah,
stunning, and they will be returning at the 2024 con. Yeah, where you and we hosted a fantastic quiz. I had a lot of fun. I was quite nervous about that. I've not hosted a quiz before, but that was one of my highlights of the weekend was getting involved with that. So thank you.
We were called the next Ant and Dec. So that, I don't know whether to say that as a compliment.
No, we'll take it. We won't get into the nitty gritty, but that was it was a nice way for a lot of people to sit down, rest their legs for a bit, and sit down and play again. It was free, and there were some fantastic prizes. And I've been collecting prizes over the last few months, and there's going to be bigger and better prizes at the con next year for that event and for other events that will be released again. I'm holding stuff back now as well. If you're holding back secrets, I'm going to keep some things back as well. That's it. Just a little bit of showmanship there, but it's coming back, which I'm so happy for. When I first found out that 2018 wasn't just going to be a one-off and it was going to be coming back the next year, I was so happy. And yes, we had the pandemic in between, which caused a lot of problems, but now we're getting back into that place now where people are traveling around the country to attend this event. I've got some friends coming down from Manchester. I've got some friends coming down from London to this event. It's right next to the train station. It's right next to the coach port at Gunwharf. There are ways of people getting down here that we will talk about more on future episodes, but
when you were talking about the pandemic, we will tell you a short little story that during the pandemic, on the day Comic Con should have gone ahead, me and Curt, after masking up and following all the rules, we bought our inflatable Hulk that is 5 meters high. We blew him up on the top of the stairs. Unfortunately, the weather was a bit worse than we thought. And at one stage, Curt thought I was going to take off with this giant inflatable Hulk.
Mary Poppins over the Civic.
It was Mary over the top of the Civic, which would have been great publicity.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That would have been great promo. But yeah, it was very sad that it didn't happen that year. But I'm so glad that it did come back. I'm glad that there's a moment that I wait for, normally on that Sunday afternoon, when somebody jumps on the speaker system and announces next year's return. And each time I hear it, I just get, yes, it's back for next year. Because I know it's going to be a fantastic weekend, and I know there will be new things. And you've mentioned now that another vehicle is coming back, which I'm very excited for. The Batmobile was there last year, Michael Keaton's Batmobile, and I turned up just as it was coming off the ramp. It couldn't be timed perfectly. And flames were coming out the back, and I thought, it's a good thing to have at a con. It's always nice to see something that is so screen accurate, so I'm excited for you to be teasing what's going to be coming next year, and I'm ready. I'm ready for that. Maybe I'll try and get some sort of a cosplay arranged for that situation as well when I find out what it might be.
Good.
So we've talked about what we're excited for. It's going to be coming back. How can people get involved? How can people get their tickets for this event?
So the best way to get tickets is on the Portsmouth Comic Con website, which is portsmouthcomiccon.com. You can either go through there or the Portsmouth Guildhall website as well. Highly recommend to follow our social media channels for all of the latest news and gossip. News that we're talking about today that we're not going to talk about, it will all be announced first via the social media. So please do follow our social media. And buy your tickets in advance, because we don't want you to miss out, and we don't want you to turn up to find it's been sold out on the day.
You will notice one thing that is new. We've got a new logo for this year. Our
Yes.
marketing team, Georgia, who does all our graphic design, has been fantastic. So we've got a brand new logo. So look out for that.
It's going to be new merch coming. I've still got magnets from over the years. I've been collecting those magnets. I've been collecting the lanyards and the T-shirts and everything else. So I'm ready to replace the old with the new. It's again a ever evolving event, and I'm excited to be a part of this with the podcast as well. There's going to be some fantastic episodes coming up over the upcoming months. So Nick and Curt, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
We will sure we will get some updates from you in the future. I would love you to share some of the exclusive news live on the podcast, but get back to work. I know you guys have been both so busy with this event, and I'm just excited to see what you do next year, the year after that, and the year after that. So guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Nick and Curt, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with me about Portsmouth Comic Con. The past, the present, and the future. This event is so much fun. And just speaking with those guys has made me more excited for May of next year. The 11th and 12th can't come soon enough. And as the guy said, get your tickets from portsmouthcomiccon.com. You do not want to miss out on this event. Oh, what vehicle is going to be there? Which celebrities are going to be there? The teasers. It was just enough to get me even more excited. I love talking about this event. I love going to this event. Those upcoming months and weeks before the con begins, I am very, very happy. I'm excited. I start planning. I get to find out what guests are going to be there, what comics, what photographs I want to get signed. It's a brilliant, joyful event. And there are a few times throughout the weekend where I like to sit down and take a breather and watch the crowds have fun. Watch the families, watch the friends, watch the cosplayers. It's a safe event, as Curt said. It is a family-friendly event. And whether it's your first time going to a con or your 100th time, you will have a fun experience and you will make some brilliant memories. Oh, I'm excited to host more of these episodes, to talk more about this event, to talk with the organisers, to speak with the guests, to find out more. And, as they said, follow Portsmouth Comic Con online to get that exclusive news when they release what guests are going to be there, what exhibits, what fun things are going to be happening. I'm excited just to talk about it. I have been your host, Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel. And if you did like this episode, please leave a review, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will be back very soon with a brand new episode of the Portsmouth Comic Con podcast.